The Vortex brand reputation for high-quality optics, from rifle scopes to binoculars and rangefinders to red dots, is well established in the outdoor sporting community. In fact, when putting red dots on sporting rifles and handguns was an emerging trend, Vortex was on the leading edge. One of the first red dots I ever bought was a Vortex Venom. Nowadays, nearly every gun made has a mount or a cut from the factory to accommodate the installation of an electronic sight. They're smaller, lighter, have longer battery life, and perhaps most importantly, the integration with the gun and the user is getting better all the time. The Vortex Defender series consists of 3 distinct but very similar optics to give you the same performance and experience in a choice of sizes. Let's take a look. The Defender series models are the Defender CCW, Defender ST, and the Defender XL, in the order from smallest to largest. Each has easy-to-use soft touch buttons for increasing or decreasing the reticle size. There's also a generous portion of soft touch rubber at the top of the unit. The front face that surrounds the lens is aggressively textured to provide a sure grip point when needed and to reduce glare. But I think my favorite feature of the Defender series is the incremental dot adjustment scale. 1 click equals 1 MOA. That's math even I can do. No more breaking out the scientific calculator or taking my shoes off at the range to try and figure out what my adjustment needs to be based on a fractional MOA adjustment scale. For handgunners, this keeps things pretty simple. At 15 yards, each click will move your aim point just shy of 1/8 of an inch. That makes it 1/4 of an inch at 25 yards and 1/2 inch at 50 yards. Adjustments are easily made using a small flathead screwdriver that you probably have in your range bag. Creating a multi-sight platform on the same ecosystem is a smart move by Vortex and a benefit to the user. Matching the size optic desired to the firearm is really the only decision to make. They all operate the same way with the same basic specs. There is one key distinction. The Defender XL uses a 5 MOA reticle, whereas the ST and the CCW models use 3 MOA. High-quality optics is a specialty at Vortex, and I've trusted their binoculars for years. Weight is a key spec for red dots. Weight can sometimes be a consideration because adding something heavy to your slide can be just enough to slow precipitation down and maybe introduce malfunctions. The CCW weighs just 0.95 ounces. That number for the ST and the XL are 1.48 ounces and 1.93 ounces respectively. Together, these 3 models of Vortex Defenders epitomize the 3 bears: small, medium, and large. And for just about any loadout that you might be putting together, one of them is sure to be just right. Vortex provides several sizes of mounting screws, and an adapter plate here and there is needed to make the Defender series out of the box ready for dozens of applications. For comparing and testing these optics, I just needed a Goldilocks to go along with my 3 bears. And that was a pretty easy choice. I chose the Springfield Echelon with its variable interface system, and it made the perfect platform because I could switch between the optics quickly and easily without the need for adapter plates. Echelon pin set number 3 works perfectly with all 3 Defenders. Pin set 2 also works with the ST and the XL. Because no adapter plates are needed, no additional weight is added. In fact, the cover plate of the Echelon weighs 3/4 of an ounce, which would be a net increase of only 2/10 of an ounce with the Defender CCW. Getting the reticle to just the right brightness is easy with the large soft touch buttons, and the buttons provide a tactile response to your touch, so it's easy to know that you've just made an incremental change. This is great for keeping track of your settings, and that reticle setting will be retained even when the unit is turned off, either by the auto shutoff mechanism or manually. The auto shutoff occurs if the optic hasn't moved for 10 minutes, and it saves battery life. The motion sensing activation will switch the unit back on at the same brightness setting instantly when the gun is moved. The Defender CCW has 8 daylight brightness settings. The Defender ST and Defender XL have 10, and each has 2 night vision settings. All 3 Defenders are built to be waterproof, fog-proof, and shock-proof. Battery changes are done via a top mount, so you don't have to remove the optic from the gun and risk losing your Zero. The CCW and ST models come with a special tool that helps remove the battery cover, which would be a little difficult to do without, so you don't want to lose that tool. The Defender XL has a release button to open the battery compartment. All three Defenders performed flawlessly in live fire. The aim point acquisition on the target was fast with all of them. The CCW was the smallest window, but even this didn't feel like a limiting factor when shooting. I think the CCW is really designed with a more subcompact or micro pistol like the Hellcat in mind. The Defender ST seemed to be the best fit on the echelon in terms of the width of the optic to the width of the slide. This would be a nice pairing if the gun were to be carried inside the waistband or in a close-fitting rig. The chances of snagging would be very low. Lastly, the Defender XL, just as its name suggests, is a big optic. Noticeably wider than the slide of the echelon, it would be best suited for competition shooters or a duty operator that wants the largest field of view available for fast acquisition and superior visibility. The window of the XL is 25.5 millimeters wide and almost 23.5 millimeters high, making it like a picture window that looks downrange. And the 5 MOA reticle is perfect for those high-stress scenarios. There's a ruggedness and feeling of quality to the Defender sights. The deep texture on the face of the unit is made to grab with the hand or put against any surface to run the slide. Whether you want the CCW size for a smaller concealed carry pistol, the medium ST unit for all-around sighting solutions, or the XL for competition or heavy-duty use, these are all top-shelf red dot sights. For the armory life, this is just an opinion. Thanks for watching.